internet, MegaMogwai here, and I got yet another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. As today we shall all hail SEFIRSA, which is a follower that a lot of you have been asking me to deck build around, and here we are. I put quite a bit of thought into how to implement SEFIRSA efficiently, and I was quite surprised by how powerful and underplayed this card is. SEFIRSA is a Bilgewater sea monster dragon. So she kind of like fits two different tribals here. For 8 mana, you got an 8/7 with the deep keyword that says when you spend mana to play another unit, create a random card in hand of equal cost. It costs 0 and is fleeting. So in a way, SEFIRSA is like a weaker take on the high show concept, right? High show essentially, when it came down, allowed you to play a card for free every turn. SEFIRSA gives you a random card, so it's not like you get to play any card in your hand, and you only have one turn to play it. So power level wise, she's definitely not where high show used to be, but I argue that she's quite close. Once you set up SEFIRSA, if you are able to like not die, if you manage to stabilize in a match and SEFIRSA remains in your bench, then from that point onwards, every turn, especially if you're running a deck with very expensive cards, you're going to be able to make a very big play and follow that up with another free random play of the same value, which the randomness may seem like a big deal, but when you're making such strong plays like dropping an 8-drop or a 9-cost unit, then, you know, I mean, sometimes you're going to get like a Ruination or a Harrowing. I don't know, that's not really going to do much. But for the most part, you're getting some really powerful cards to chain on top of that. A lot of times you're getting units which get the perk of Elder Dragon. They get to trigger a boon, and you're able to just flood the board with monsters. Every turn that passes by with SEFIRSA on the board it's essentially like your opponent digging their own grave. Like it's just very, very difficult for them to keep up with this tremendous value. The problem generally is getting there, right? Like a lot of times we can just die before this actually happens. So I designed the deck in a way, I mean, you can optimize this deck. Like I have missed Avalanche in certain scenarios. It really depends into how many like aggressive decks you're running to a ladder in that day, because there are downsides to playing a card like Avalanche in this deck, mainly because of Yasila's ability. Duplicating Avalanche a lot of times mean killing your own Yasila or killing your Berserker Ursine, which are very, very important cards in this deck. And it can be a little bit clunky, but I still do think you can definitely justify it at the expense of perhaps a little bit of ramp here and there, maybe take out some units here and there. You could justify that AoE if you really do need it, but I didn't find myself needing it as much. I'd rather focus going all in on the ramp, trying to capitalize a little bit on the fact that decks nowadays are rather slow. Like, don't get me wrong, there are mid-range decks, very prevalent ones like Galio Morgana that are really fast, but you're able to buy a little bit of extra time and than you would in other metas, essentially. And thus, I feel like focusing on the ramp is the better way to approach this for now. But I could be wrong about this, you know? Like I said, I could definitely have had more games with this deck to fully optimize it. But I really, really like the concept because it features some things that I haven't really showcased on the channel. The Berserker Ursine Yasila combo, this is something that was pretty established early on, but a lot of people still don't know about it. These two function really well together because Yasila says that when you play an elemental spell or skill, you copy it with the same targets. The dragon boons are elemental, so Yasila will be immediately duplicating them upon entry. And Berserker Ursine says whenever you play a spell or skill, whatever it may be, it doesn't have to be elemental, you summon a Sigil of the Storm. Now, these two together allow you to stack a crazy amount of Sigils of the Storm, allowing you to cheat out a lot of units. So Berserker Ursine and Yasila are the main way this deck plays. SEFIRSA is a nice option that can snowball, but the deck can function and win perfectly without it. It is a pretty standard ramp Elder Dragon Volibear deck at that. Like, I'm not really innovating crazy stuff here, but I'm taking a different approach at it, trying to make this card really shine, essentially. But I found myself like, I haven't played this combo enough myself to like actually really enjoy it, and I had a lot of fun doing so, right? Because you know, it just feels so satisfying to set up that Berserker into Yasula, and all of a sudden you're just stacking all these sigils of the storm. I only really got this feeling when I was playing Berserker Ursine in Rico Rex's deck with Riven, right? Getting all those fragments. But it just feels so cool, just stacking all those sigils of the storm and then just dropping a big unit and then working for that again, and fundamentally cheating through the game's mana limits and developing these obscene boards, as we have some very, very powerful, very relevant units here that can match up really well against what I've been encountering on the ladder. So besides SEFIRSA and the value engine, we have a sign in for some card draw, because sometimes we don't find a specific thing that we need to find, like frostbites to survive certain attacks, or potentially some of our big units, because believe it or not, even though our curve is pretty heavy, sometimes you just don't see them. So having that card draw is, I believe, really important. I ended up valuing Sandin over something like I keep calling it Infinite Mind Splitter, the Enraged Fire Spitter, because of that, as we are playing the Infinite Mind Splitter as a one-off. This card can shut down a lot of decks, especially elusive decks. I can just remove 2 of their attackers and buy me some time. Very, very underrated card. Got a little bit overshadowed by Mihira, but I believe Infinite Mind Splitter is actually more reliable in many cases. As then, of course, we got a full set of Volibear, and we got 2 copies of She Who Wonders, the low-key MVP of this deck. This card is the main reason to play Freljord Ramp right now. A lot of you know, Galio Morgana is one of, if not the most popular deck in the ladder, and this card absolutely decimates. In fact, this card just decimates so many decks that are very popular right now. The only problem is getting to play it, right? So us going all in on the ramp is us trying to get to that point where we can drop She Who Wonders as swiftly as possible so that we are able to wipe them out. It's a good reason, honestly, like, to design a version of this deck that's more standard, utilizing Ron, the Magma Serpent, so we can ramp into Ron and then chain Ron into She Who Wonders on turn 8. I feel like that may be the most efficient way to play Freljord. But like I said, I really want to showcase this card, and this card really goes crazy once you enable it. And there are some scenarios in which the stars can align, and you can develop, skip basically the first 2 turns, develop Valhyr's Prophet, so summon a Sigil of the Storm, play an Invocation of the Storm on turn 4 alongside a Winter's Touch. And what that means is that you can play SEFIRSA on turn 5. So you can play SEFIRSA on turn 5, get the Dragon Boon, and then on turn 6, draw either Yasla or Berserker Ursine, and get a free 6 mana card on that turn. So that's like the best scenario for this deck. That is the Exodia moment, right? So that has to affect your mulligan decisions. Sometimes if you have 2 ramp components and a SEFIRSA in your opening hand, you should actually keep the SEFIRSA, because turn 5 SEFIRSA is pretty hard for non-Ionia decks to deal with. I say non-Ionia because Ionia can just bounce her, which feels brutal. But every other matchup, oh boy, is that a crazy play. And overall, I had a lot of fun with this, man. It really felt very neat. In case you're wondering, Lonely Poro is better than something like Omen Hawk here, because it gives us 2 bodies to chump block with against more aggressive decks. So Lonely Poro has actually done a lot in keeping us alive, or not having us take a bazillion damage throughout the early stages of the match. So very, very important 1-drop right here that kind of makes up for the lack of a low curve. Besides that, Valhyr's Prophet, like I said, alongside the Invocation of Thunder, we got all the Sigil procs, and we got the ramps as well with Winter's Touch and Wall Mysticism, and then we got some Frostbites here, and Sky Splitter, very important card that happens to be elemental, so yes, it duplicates it, but also very, very key card to keep our 6 drops, these 2 specifically, alive from opposing removal, because the opponent will try to kill them. So being able to protect them is going to be very, very important. And that's essentially the deck list right there. We'll only play 1 Elder Dragon because I value the other units a little bit more. And we're making use of the Dragon Boon in that regard. But that's my take on Ramp with SEFIRSA. Extremely fun to play. I think you guys will enjoy today's games. And I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I got quite the spice for you guys tomorrow. This is a cool deck, and I get to showcase SEFIRSA, but tomorrow's deck is going to blow your mind. Hopefully I don't. I don't have a rough session with it. I have high hopes for it, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking. Love you. Have a soul day. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, here we go. Nilla Jana. A lot of you guys have been asking me for a Nilla deck, but I don't know. I haven't quite found like an interesting way of using her just yet. Because her level up, like, she synergizes with Brash, right? But there's a lot of deck ideas that I have with her that don't really fit her leveled up champion. I don't think it's worth playing her in those certain scenarios. We have She Who Wonders, which I actually want to keep because in this matchup, it can do pretty crazy stuff. I'm going to keep this entire hand. Lowly Poro gives me chump blockers in case there's some early aggression happening. I can develop 2 of them while still being able to Winter's Touch on 3. Then I may just do that, you know? I get a Plunder Poro. 2 random keywords. Overwhelm and Elusive, baby. And they're dead. Rip. Rip. Okay, we got the end game here. And they seem to be a slow deck, so that works out for us. We're gonna ramp here.
Fix my stage first or my lyrics.
They develop Seraphine. Thankfully, Seraphine is not known for her early offensive pressure. Nice draw.
What do you seek?
And what do you offer?
I slay horrors and I smile.
Yeah, you love talking about how much you smile. Like, I know you want the world to think that you're this carefree, just happy-go-lucky, but you're kind of obsessed with what they think about you. What I think. So I'm not impressed by your act, Nilla. I think you're just as fucked up as the rest of us. We're gonna go with you. And I like tough.
The water is not yours, monster, but mine.
Shut up. Fuck up. This is gonna be very difficult for them to kill. They do have some plunder. They do have some stuff to apply pressure. Seraphine is doing things, but I believe it's time to SEFIRSA. In SEFIRSA we trust. And I like me some Challenger. Deathless is interesting, but we have so many SEFIRSAs that we're gonna be able to have one stick around. But being able to challenge and get rid of Seraphine, for example, pretty big deal. They may try to level up Seraphine. They're gonna go up to 6. They need 3 more spells. Halfway to Nilla, but Seraphine is the more immediate threat. Is there any stuns or anything with this region combination? I'm not sure. A parallel convergence.
You call our spot.
Okay. Well. Let's take as little damage as possible, shall we? I think I can just use this.
Your fate. Oh, shoot. I did my best.
Okay. Alright. They're going wide. That monkey should be gone, right? Yeah, that was from the last turn. Alright. We can develop Poros to block here into Sinon.
Joyful and swift. Dance with me.
Let me take as minimum damage as possible.
Away.
Very nice. There. Well, it's kind of late for that.
Fill your lungs and cry, Janna.
But now every time we develop here,
Storm unrelenting.
this is a great volley bear.
Tremble before thou hear.
Yeah. Ruination. Okay. Well, we can use the Ward of the Tribes. Ward of the Tribe works. It's gonna be an easy level up.
I care not whose blood is spilled.
Make it rain!
Protect them.
We fully healed up our lineup here, and this is a lethal turn.
I hear you, Zon. Now you're about to
All right.
hit me.
I'm not afraid of you, Seraphine. I am legit not afraid. How about some more healing? Well, I'll take the fearsome then. Wasn't I gonna hear you, Seraphine? I wanted to hear you sing
The snow is red from our
your
foe.
death song. All right, aggro. This is really scary for us. In Lonely Poro we trust. We're gonna keep the Berserker, even though it's gonna be a while until we get there. But this is the card that will allow us to pop off. And Lonely Poro, baby.
Come on, Tippers. It's playtime.
Lonely Poro.
Oh, lovely. Very neat.
I'm gonna preserve the bodies.
I have my orders.
And push some damage, why not? But this is Lonely Poro's purpose.
I'll shoot the wings off a building.
To allow us to spread out early like this and not get overwhelmed by the weenies.
Donnie, wanna play with Tippers?
Okay, that sounds like fun.
And now we developed the Valhyr's Prophet, and we got blocks for everything. They may still want to swing, because obviously that's a lot of skills that they're proccing.
This way.
That's so cool. Boom.
And just before Annie levels up,
Will crumble.
we get rid of her. Huge. Huge.
Damn it.
Massive. Absolutely massive.
Peace is a fool's promise.
There's a bait. Like, I attack with this and I give him a block and I'm like, oh no, what was I thinking? What were you thinking? Giving me that unit for free, boy. Mind games. Mind games. Anything is allowed. I'm not, hey. And people say, oh, I don't emote to BM. I use the emotes to win. That's different, okay?
Explosives primed.
Okay, now we definitely want to be playing this. Just because we need to cycle through our deck. This gives us an extra draw. It's slow speed, so we can't just go for it whenever. And it allows us to find another blocker. They got 3 cards left.
This'll shake 'em.
What I'm worried about is like more, oh my god, okay, I'm worried about that.
I failed you, Val here.
Well, we do this. This allows us to volley bear. We can volley bear next turn, so let's set it up so that if they develop another body here, okay, never mind. How much damage is this? This is a lot.
Ready?
We drop down to 6, but 6 is enough. 6 is good enough for me because we still have these blockers here, and now we're gonna unleash the storm, baby. No healing. I'll take the fearsome though.
This storm brings death.
Oh yeah. Had enough of your shit. Had enough. Oh shit. Okay. 3 damage. All right. We are at Noxian Fervor range, but we have lethal on board right now. We have fearsome.
If they don't break, they'll burn.
And you're dead. Not a preemptive GG, an actual GG. Like, this game is over. Got him! Got him! Let's go! That was close. Not a good matchup, but
Snow is red from our foe.
winnable. All right. Karma herself betraying Ionia for Targon, apparently. So playing Morgana like this is an Age of Dragons deck, clearly. So we're gonna go ahead and mulligan anything that's not ramp or sigils, because we want to get to the point that they want to get before they do. Is basically the game plan. Love seeing the Berserker Ursine, very important card here. We assume that this deck has a little bit less interaction, it being like limited to target and all. All right. I'm gonna prioritize the walled mysticism. Because it gives me a body. And because this can translate into card draw later. We take the hit. Now we do this.
I'm thirsty for a fight.
I could give him Challenger, but the 6/4 body, like, into a Challenger isn't that appealing. I'd rather just make him more resilient. Berserker Ursine needs to stick on this board. We have Sky Splitter to protect it, even though something like a Sunburst kills us anyways. But we could generate a Sigil of the Storm out of it if we want to. But we can play Volibear next turn anyways. So it's not like we need it.
I have found such beauty in mortality.
They cursed the Pharaoh Mystic, which is interesting, but it does make sense. As a play, certainly makes sense. I don't want to give them like the crest. Killing Morgana now is very neat though. But I think I may just wanna I wanna prioritize Iasla. Because having Iasla and Berserker Ursine on board equals profit. Having this Sky Splitter in the back, I'm not worried about them challenging me. Like, they're challenging that. Yeah, that makes more sense. I'm still gonna take the hit from that thing. Actually, no, I'm not. Okay, so next turn, they get 7. They have a total, okay, so if they get an extra, they have a total of 8. 11. They still can't play it. So we're gonna do this. There's no such thing as single combat either here. This translates into one hell of a Volibear. Oceanic or nah, we're going for the kill.
This storm brings death.
We're going for the kill. Before they can Age of Dragons, any of that bullshit, we got 8 mana, which means we can actually get 4+ power here. Shove down. Clean. Actually, giga clean.
Snow is red from our foes.
Okay. Aggro? I assume it's some sort of like overwhelm, but for some reason they're not playing Darius. So I want to keep the harsh winds. I want to keep everything here. We have ramp, we have lonely Poro for early aggression, and we have Berserker. I see your Omen Hawk. I throw in a Poro. Interesting. I'll play this little guy because I can still Winter's Touch. Can't do much about that, so I'm just gonna take the damage. Having this Harsh Winds is really neat. 5 mana. And we can't do shit. Let's think for a moment and pass. Let's make him think that we're scheming something here. I'm clearly scheming something here. Don't play more into it. Don't. Okay, well they didn't get the plunder thing, but that means they're headed in for an open attack. I think we take it. Having this Harsh Winds, the Poro is all we need. Poro to trade into the Crimson Pigeon, and we take 7 damage. I am okay with that. Very okay with that. They try to get cheeky and go for like a... It's not lethal. Drops us down really low. But I'm okay with that. It's not low enough for them to burn us. I could play you into you. What's better? Yasala is tempting, but Berserker Ursine allows us to infinite Mind Splitter, and that really halts them.
I sever the lifeblood of any who oppose me.
We heal up a little bit. Like, Yasala is fantastic. Infinite Mind Splitter. I'd like to play SEFIRSA, but right now it's about survival.
A warrior needs a drum beat.
Right now it's about survival, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring the spinners. Be quicker, warm blood.
We entomb. A lot of damage still.
When my tongue ends,
Okay.
men die.
Alright, Yasala. Yasala.
Who dares challenge the wild? My son's ends. Thread cutter. Smell the offerer's seer.
The truth fall here. The finality of the storm.
Oh! Ah! Oh my god.
The snow is red from our
Oy. Okay. This is an overwhelmed deck. Facing a lot of that today. It's Unga Bunga Day. Volibear is always nice to have, but we'd rather find the Asila Berserker core here. There's SEFIRSA. We got 2 ramp cards here. And they have a 1-drop. We don't like it when they have a 1-drop. Not great. A lot of you watching are probably like, why don't you play Avalanche? It's because it kills my Yasila. But in situations like this, it certainly would be nice. Okay, good draw. Lonely Poro, you came in a little bit late. It would have been nice to have you earlier, but better late than never.
We're not taking it. We're taking it back.
Better late than never.
My Soren grows hungry! Eat them alive and spit out their bones!
Jesus.
For glorious battle!
Violent of you.
Nature does not yield!
A lot of damage. Yeah, if we got the Lonely Poro earlier, we would have prevented a lot of damage this game. That may be the deal breaker here. That may be it. Got some good ram tools here, but Yasila can help us heal a little bit, but we're at the mercy, because we know this deck plays the 3-mana spell. I forgot the name, but it deals double damage. It's about surviving here. This is about surviving. Okay, Alpha Wall Claw. That gives us room. Deathless Alpha Wall Claw. It has to be SEFIRSA. Just because of the sheer size. We have to block here, and we have to block here. And, okay, so if they deal, like, double damage here, they go up to 14. 14, they get exactly so. There's no real way to play around that, because if we play this on top of Renekton, then... Wait, if we do this, what about if we do this? If we do this and they do that here, it's 10 damage. It's 10 damage, 6, 9. We actually survive. Yeah, we survive on 1. And that allows us to Volibear.
Who dares challenge the wild?
With Challenger. Yeah, if we didn't block like that earlier, we died. Like, we have to block that way to not die to that. What was the name of that card? I forgot about it. Oh, we died anyways. Why do they fucking cry then? I hate people who throw emotes like that, giving me false hope, man. God damn. Alright. Elusives. I'd argue because of the nature of this matchup, even though they could have bird. They could have bird, so Lonely Poro being able to trade into that is important to prevent damage. I don't think the mulligan for that is worth it. But we're not gonna play Lonely Poro until they develop something that we can actually block with, because otherwise we're just flooding the board and wasting our mana.
Baddies beware, Mama's got a gun.
I'll scout ahead. There's enough for everyone.
Here we ramp. We wait until they develop the Hungry Owlcat, and then we play Lonely Poro. As soon as there's something for this thing to do, we develop it.
Armed and ready.
Can block here, we take that hit. Do we need to ramp with... I mean, there's no reason not to here. Just the brink, bro. We play Sinister Poro to pass over initiative, see what they do. Like if they want to develop this Hungry Owlcat, we have the blocker for it. And now, next turn is turn 8 anyway, so it's not like we need the Storm. Like, we'd rather play you because we get double... Yeah. It's important for us to deal with what's going on here. It's a fearsome Poro, so no reason not to attack with it. Okay. There is a reason.
Serving leg.
I take the hit. And I do this. Was really hoping for that healing. We find it. And we get SEFIRSA in. And then it can be SEFIRSA into SEFIRSA. Yeah, this Invocation of Thunder, they made it. They made it unplayable. They did it. Oh my god. If only. I kind of like the idea of going Infinite Mind Splitter. I think playing this is too greedy, and doing this, I can go boom and boom. And +1/+1.
Mama's home.
And then I can play Clock Hand. All calculated. Okay, so who are these types? Wait. I hit the 2 units here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just that. Okay, so we're gonna drag you over here. And we're quite simply gonna swing with everything. Of course, I'm trading to our ship. And that's actually lethal. I should have accounted for that, except it's not. They got the ability to survive. But my Asla is also surviving, baby, and we got this Harsh Winds, and this elusive is nullified, and we're looking pretty good. Every turn that passes by, all we need to do is play She Who Wonders, and then we get a free card. You want to take my SEFIRSA? All right. She who wins, baby. She who wins. Oh, delete them! Beautiful. What do we hit in their hand? And we got a heroine. We got a heroine. Play, because why not? There we go. Shut down. Oh, that felt good. Boxtopus. Do I know this person? I feel like, I don't know, their username is very familiar, but it's eluding me. Mordekaiser Ilawi. Well, you got my attention. I always love seeing Volibear, but when we have two ramp components and we already have Berserker Ursine, we could try to mulligan for more interaction, right? Because even though these are two spells, they're not really doing anything to the opponent, so I'd rather have some freezes.
Hello, new best friend.
Yeah, I always get this tingly feeling whenever I see She Who Wonders. Is that weird? Is that weird? Wild mysticism. We need that body on the board, especially now that we've drawn into a Sky Splitter. Body that can actually trade into one of their units. And the body that we should preserve in the bench. We're not going to engage to trade it with the Mirai Warden. That's not an outcome that we are interested in. Okay, we could go Wild Mysticism, but there may be a situation where we need to go for the Sky Splitter this turn. We'll see.
Truth better. Truth is no betting.
They are unloading, that's for sure. There's no real benefit because even if I were to go for Fury of the North, I can't kill Ilawi. So I honestly think we just do this and we take whatever comes our way. Oh boy. I kind of want to train into that anyways.
Witness truth.
No, I don't. No, I do not. I want to trade to you.
Nature does not yield.
And I want to...
Predator or prey. Nature does not yield.
Let's prevent the damage. Very threatening. Lots of pressure happening here. Not enough time for us to stabilize, it seems. I could double ramp here, but then I'm like very likely to die. I like the Chemtech Blight.
I sever the lifeblood of any who oppose me.
Deathless will make this stick longer, and I can freely see swing with it.
We drink their marrow.
Weaken their board. They're not. I don't think they're interested in that trade. I think they want to keep being as wide as they possibly can.
Mother Serpent brings us together for another voyage. May she
Man,
look
if
upon
they
our
somehow
journey
like pass over initiative to me,
or perhaps humor. This will be fun. Do you hear her voice?
oh shit, I needed harsh winds here. It's a lot of damage. Lots of damage. No matter what, we need to flash freeze here.
Be quicker, warm blood. Predator or prey.
Struggle, fight, live.
keep me warm this winter.
Okay. I can do this. I kind of need an extra blocker maybe, but I'm gonna eliminate it with that. So we need to do this. Because we need to guarantee that we can use this as draw. This thing is initially weak enough for me to... Okay, come on. She Who Wonders can bring this game back for us in an amazing way. Harsh Winds is huge as well. Any reason to play this now? We're gonna do this into what? Okay, here we go. I like that challenger.
I was born in blood and fire.
Here we go. Can we clean them up? Can we leave them with few options? This Harsh Wind is amazing as well. Oh, the value! What do we hit? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! She who wins! She who wins, baby!